What if you were stranded in the wild, facing extreme cold, hunger, and a deadly predator? That's exactly what happens in The Edge, a Hollywood movie that teaches us some of the most valuable survival lessons. But how real are these lessons? And what can campers and outdoor lovers learn from them? Let's break it down.
A group of adventurers sets off on the ultimate winter camping trip, flying deep into the Alaskan wilderness. Snow blankets the land, rivers carve through the frozen terrain, and endless pine forests stretch for miles.
Excitement fills the air as they dream of campfires, survival, and adventure. But then, a flock of birds collides with the plane. Engines fail. Gravity takes over. The plane sinks into the freezing river, but miraculously, the passengers escape. Their journey for survival has just begun. Stranded, no help, just the wild and their will to survive. The icy wind cuts deep as the survivors huddle together, their hands trembling. Only a matchbox, a few half-wet sticks, and a crumpled piece of paper. Their survival depends on a single flame. They light their last flare, shielding it from the wind. The fire catches, small, fragile, but enough to fight the deadly cold. In the wild, fire is life. Campers must always carry waterproof matches, a reliable fire starter, dry tinder, a survival lighter. A needle, a leaf, and stagnant water. A simple survival hack to find direction. A survivor carefully places a small needle on a leaf, floating it on still water. Slowly, the needle moves, pointing north. A compass, a detailed map, and basic navigation skills can mean the difference between survival and being lost. Deep in the wilderness, silence is broken by a terrifying growl. A deadly bear emerges from the trees. The survivors freeze, eyes wide with fear. Then, panic. They run, crashing through the woods. Running is their only option. But ahead, a raging stream blocks their escape. One survivor grabs a fallen tree trunk, pushing it over the water. With no time to think, they place a dead tree over the stream. Survivors rush across, fear in their eyes, as the bear charges toward them. One by one, they cross, but the bear isn't done yet. The bear slams its massive paws on the trunk. The last survivor loses balance and plunges into the icy water. His team fights against the current, pulling him to safety. But his survival bag is gone. In the wild, danger is everywhere. Always stay alert for deadly animals. After days of struggle, exhaustion takes over. Their bodies ache, but finally they reach the place they started from. But at what cost? Cut to tired survivors, breathless, shouting in frustration. But anger won't build shelter. One survivor takes charge, pointing to scattered branches. Slowly they start collecting wood, piecing together a simple bushcraft shelter. Nearby, a fire crackles to life, offering a small comfort in the growing darkness. They battle exhaustion, building a bushcraft shelter. Dark clouds roll in, thunder rumbles. Then, heavy rain begins to pour. Within minutes, the shelter starts leaking. Cold wind cuts through soaked clothes. A bushcraft shelter is good, but it's not enough. A tent would have kept them dry. A sleeping bag would have locked in warmth. Survival isn't just about strength, it's about strategy. Cut to survivors gathering sticks, hands numb, building a simple wooden trap in the snow. With no food left, they set a trap, hoping, waiting, until, snap, a squirrel is caught. A small victory in a battle against hunger. Just as they prepare to cook, a distant whirring sound breaks the silence. A helicopter, a chance to escape. Survivors leap to their feet, running, waving, shouting, but the chopper flies past, disappearing into the clouds. Hope fades in an instant. They weren't seen because they weren't prepared. In the wild, every moment counts. A flare gun, right signal gear, and essential survival tools can mean the difference between rescue and being left behind. A survivor pries a metal chain, breaking a link and shaping it into a makeshift fishing hook. A hook, a chance for food. Survival isn't that simple. The hook dangles in the icy water. The wind howls. The line stays still. In the wild, metal alone won't attract life. A fishing rod and bait could have saved them from starvation. They spot something. A wooden shelter stands in the distance, half buried in snow, a glimmer of hope in the freezing wilderness. They rush inside, finding maps, bags, and survival gear, a lifeline in the wild. And just outside, waiting in the icy stream, a wooden boat, their way forward. Cut to survivors staring at the boat, realizing this could be their escape. A simple tool saved them. In the wild, knowledge is survival. A real compass, a map, and proper navigation gear can make all the difference. A distant roar cuts through the icy silence. A helicopter. He grabs green bushes, tossing them onto the fire, thick smoke rising into the sky. A signal. Loud, bold, impossible to miss. The helicopter tilts, circles back. They've been spotted. Relief washes over them as the chopper descends. Their escape from the frozen wilderness finally secured. Cut to them boarding the helicopter, exhaustion and triumph in their eyes. Always carry the right gear, understand the land, and be prepared for the unexpected.